Hey guys, it's James here from eBassGuitar, and in today's bass guitar lesson, I'm going to help you solve a technique challenge, which is commonly called flying fingers. So if you're looking to improve your timing, your speed, and your dexterity, make sure you check out this lesson all the way to the end, because I'm going to share the one tip or piece of thinking which made all of the difference when I was developing my technique. If this sounds good to you, check out the lesson all the way to the very end. Hey guys, it's James here from eBassGuitar.com, and in today's bass guitar lesson I want to help you with a technique challenge which is commonly called flying fingers. One of the things I do over at eBassGuitar.com is I help and I coach students personally in our coaching programs, and week on week I'm sent videos to review, and often students are frustrated by issues where they feel like their bass lines sound lumpy or disjointed, or they can't work out why they're consistently playing wrong notes. And technically there's normally a couple of reasons for this. The first reason is there's too much movement going on in their fretting hand, or they haven't developed the one finger per fret technique consistently. So today I want to show you how to cure that and install the one finger per fret technique in your bass playing so you can build up speed, accuracy and dexterity a little bit like this. So guys, just before we hit the lesson content today, I want you to know there's a completely free PDF cheat sheet which comes with this lesson. It's called the 24 Fingers Cheat Sheet, and will give you all of the fingering permutations we're going to discuss today. If you want to grab your copy, there is a link in the description below. Also, if you're looking to learn technique from the ground upwards, make sure you grab my book, The Essential Guide to Technique for Bass Guitar Players. You can grab it via the eBassGuitar website or via Amazon.com. So back when I was at music college and practicing technique really hard, there was one piece of information which was absolutely pivotal, which my teacher told me, and that is play every note long when you're practicing technique to begin with. What I often see with my students, even on a simple roots, fifths and octave bass line, is there's too much movement going on in the left hand. Let me demonstrate. And to get every note, the hand is moving, which inherently puts a gap in between every single note. So what we want to do is practice technique exercises with zero daylight, or as little gap in there as possible. So what we want to do is develop the one finger per fret technique so we can get as many notes under our hand as possible and play all of the notes long to begin with. So let me demonstrate. What we're going to do is we're going to put our first finger on a C on the E string, which is fret 8, and I want you to put that first finger down. Then I want you to put the second finger down, but critically hold the first finger down too. Like that. And this is all about creating as little movement as possible with the left hand or the fretting hand. Then we want to put the third finger down like so, like that. So we can then do 1, 2, 3, and then we can put our fourth finger down like this, and that is our fourth finger down like that. So let's play this pattern. I want you to listen how every note runs into each other almost. And then we can go back on ourselves. Forward. So first of all, I just want you to practice that to begin with. And when you're super comfortable with that, you can put it across all 4 strings like this. And then you can come back as well like this. So that is the first part to creating the one finger per fret technique. And once you start installing that in your bass playing, what you'll discover is when you go back to playing that simple roots, fifths and octaves bass line, you get all all of the notes to start blending into each other, and that's when things start sounding long and really, really good. So what you'll discover is once you start holding down every note sequentially like we just discussed, the flying fingers phenomenon, where you'll see your fingers going up and down like that, out of control, and the amount of movement that you have to do with your hand back and forth to grab the notes suddenly starts drastically reducing and your speed increases. So when you hold down each note sequentially like that, it works going forward, but often we need to control the flying fingers coming back. So what I want to do is show you an exercise which will start strengthening the control you've got in each finger now. So what I want you to do is on the A string, I want you to hold your fourth finger down like that. And then all we're going to do is play 1, 2, 3 below like that. And that will start building up the strength in that finger. If you want to push it a step further, you could do it on the D string. Like that. And what I want you to do is I want you to practice that with all of the different four fingers rather. So what I'm going to do is hold down the third finger like that now, and I'm going to do 1, 2, 4. Like that. And then I'm going to hold down the second finger like this. And then I'm going to hold down the first finger and just play each of those notes. And remember to try it on all of the other three fingers, holding down the finger you're not using. So that will start building up the strength and control when you're coming back. So now we've got the control when we're going forward, and now we're starting to develop the control when we're coming back. But obviously, we don't always play the one finger or sequentially go up 1, 2, 3, 4 like that when we're playing our bass lines. Although that is an amazing technique exercise to practice, what we need to do is we need to practice the individual permutations. So we've discussed today why the one finger per fret technique is super important, how it can drastically improve your speed, accuracy, and dexterity by reducing the amount of movement going on in your fretting hand. And we talked about how to tame the flying fingers idea by playing notes as long as possible. Now, the next thing is to start practicing different fingering combinations. And I want to introduce an idea called the 24 fingering patterns. And basically, most bass lines aren't just 1, 2, 3, 4 like this. So we want to start practicing the different combinations of fingerings, and basically there are 24 of them when you drill it down. So let me give an example. We could start a different fingering pattern of each of the different fingers. So we might want to go 2, 3, 4, 1 like that. And we might want to then take that and practice that on every single string like this. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. And this is a great way to start building the dexterity. So what I encourage you to do is work through all of the different permutations. Let me give you another couple of examples. You might want to go 3, 1, 2, 4 like this. So we go 3, 1, 2, 4, 3, 1, 2, 4, 3, 1, 2, 4, 3, 1, 2, 4 like that. Or we might want to start 1 on our fourth finger. So we might want to go 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And obviously remember everything we've discussed about holding the fingers down once we've played them, because that is what's going to start making our bass lines smooth. Remember, try and get every note as long as possible. I encourage you to download the 24 fingerings cheat sheet so you can see all of the combinations written down and you can tick them off as you go along, because this will really start building out the speed and dexterity in the fretting hand. So guys, if you're enjoying this lesson, make sure you jump over to eBassGuitar.com and check out the Bass Lab Plus. The Bass Lab Plus is a full step-by-step program designed for the beginner to intermediate bass player, which will teach you all of the most important skills you need to be a rock-solid bass player. Specifically, there is a full technique course in there which will teach you how to build speed, accuracy, dexterity, and great timing right from the ground upwards. There's a link in the description below where you can join free today with a 14-day trial. So to finish this lesson off today, I want to show you how to take technique and practice it in the real world using real world bass lines. I'm a massive fan of doing this. So what I want to do is take an old rock and roll bass line, and rock and roll bass lines are absolutely great for practicing the one finger per fret technique too, which sounds like this. And show you how I'm directly applying the one finger per fret technique to it. So I'm playing this in the key of C, and the notes we are playing are C, E, G, B flat, so root, third, fifth, flattened seventh, and then we go down to the sixth and the fifth. So that is C, E, G, B flat, A, G. So I'm going. So that is two notes on the C, and then the E, the G, and then two notes on the B flat, and then an A and a G on the end. So let's look at how the one finger per fret technique is directly applied to that. So what I'm doing is I'm starting off on a second finger, but my first and the fourth are ready and waiting to play the next notes on the next string up on the A string. So I'm doing that. And the first finger is ready and waiting over the E. And then my fourth finger is hovering directly above the G. You can see the hand shape created there from the one finger per fret technique. And when that is done, I move the second over to the B flat. And what you'll notice there is the second is ready and waiting over the B flat. And then the first is ready and waiting over the A. And then I move my hand across there to get the G on the fourth finger like that. But notice how the first, second, third finger literally follow back. So the hand shape is already ready and open to catch any notes that I might want to play. Because the great thing about the one finger per fret technique is if you play it properly, there are always 16 notes directly under your hands, plus the open strings too. So you can get to notes much, much quicker. So let's play that bass line again. So really observe the hand shape that you were playing when you try this bass line out. Then what we can do is we can use the metronome to start speeding this up. So I'm going to start off here. I'm going to put the metronome on at 90 beats per minute to start off and play that bass line. I can then move it around the neck. Try over 12 bar blues, that's absolutely fine. Then the next thing is, once you're comfortable with that, is to start speeding the metronome up. I'm going to put up to 100 beats per minute now. Okay, let's put it up to 110 beats per minute now. Let's put it up to 120. And then you could just keep on going and going like that. What I suggest you do right at the beginning is work in 3 to 4 BPM increments right from about 60 beats per minute up. But the critical thing is to introduce the metronome so you can start benchmarking your tempos and build them up absolutely systematically like that. So what's really important is to take real world bass lines and apply the technique that we've discussed earlier and see how many notes we can catch in the one finger per fret technique. And this is what will start to really help build your speed, accuracy, and dexterity and timing as a byproduct on the bass guitar. So guys, that's the end of today's bass guitar lesson. If you've enjoyed this lesson, make sure you download the free 24 fingers cheat sheet where you can see all of the different fingering permutations we've discussed today written out. There is a link in the description below where you can get your copy. Also, if you're looking to push your bass playing forward and are looking for a simple, easy to understand syllabus design, especially for the beginner to intermediate bass guitar player, make sure you jump over to eBassGuitar.com and check out the Bass Lab Plus. You can join free free today with a 14-day trial. Also, if you're looking to push your bass playing forward faster than ever and would like my help, advice, coaching and feedback, make sure you contact me via the contact form over at eBassGuitar.com, and I will get back to you and help you with your bass playing. Cheers, I've been James from eBassGuitar.com, and I will catch you very soon. Cheers for now.